You're listening to the Signal Daily.
Hello, I'm Manaswini, your host for the Signal Daily podcast. This is the episode for 9th May 2024. Today we talk about AI and chip competitions. We look at the launch of Apple's new M4 chip and what it means for the company's AI plans. We also talk about the US's new restrictions on chip exports to China. And in the main segment, we are looking at why big hotel chains are now expanding in India's Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. If you're an Apple fan, you must be dying to get your hands on the new iPad Pro models, isn't it? And if you're not a part of the fan club, then let me tell you what's the big deal here. So Apple's latest launch at its Let Loose event is the M4 chip, which has been built using the second generation 3nm technology. Now, this M4 upgrade is coming just barely 6 months after it had introduced the M3 lineup. And this is the chip that its new ultra-thin OLED iPad Pro models will have. But is it a breakthrough? Well, Apple isn't claiming that it's a vast improvement. It's saying that M4 is quite similar to the M3 chip, but it has improved efficiency, which is focused on improving AI workloads on the iOS without draining battery life. What this basically means is that Apple is really looking to let loose its AI game. What's also important to note is how Apple is challenging its tech rival Microsoft with this move. So in just 2 weeks, Microsoft is going to hold a Windows and Surface AI event. And it's been reported by The Verge that the company is likely to launch its ARM-powered Windows laptops in that event. The report also says that Microsoft is confident that the new lineup can finally challenge Apple's MacBook Air M3 laptops, both in CPU performance and AI-related tasks. I guess now there'll be more pressure on Microsoft to deliver, but it'll be interesting to see which product fares better. Speaking of AI and chip competitions, there's a bigger geopolitical power struggle going on in the background, which is between China and the US. So as you know, the US has been imposing export control measures to restrict China's access to advanced AI chips. And as per Reuters, the Biden admin has now revoked the export licenses of Intel and Qualcomm that supply semiconductor chips to Chinese telecom company Huawei for its laptops and handsets. But the thing is, US is really concerned with Huawei because the company itself was placed on a trade restriction in 2019, and yet 3 years later in 2023, it managed a breakthrough with the Mate 60 series phone powered by Kirin, the 5nm chip. That obviously triggered a lot of debate in the US about the efficacy of these sanctions. And some weeks back, the Chinese company also launched its first AI-enabled laptop, the MateBook X Pro, that is powered by Intel's new Core Ultra 9 processor. So even that shocked the US lawmakers even more. In fact, as per the Financial Times, the US is even trying to get its allies in Europe and Asia to tighten restrictions on the exports of chip-related technology so that Huawei doesn't get its hand on anything that will boost China's tech power. Boy, do I tell you how this competition is getting fiercer by the day. For our second segment, we are going to bring you deep dives on stories from the world of technology, business, policy, and anything that leaves you with food for thought. There was a time when India's Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities had starkly different settings. I mean, big, swanky, luxury hotels are something that I used to relate to big cities. You know, metros like Delhi, Mumbai and the rest. But it's not surprising to find major hotel chains in smaller towns and cities now. Things are clearly changing. India's hospitality sector is looking at a boom, and this expansion is spilling beyond metro cities. Now it's the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities that are driving up the demand for hotels and resorts at an unprecedented rate. For one, you'll definitely find a lot more of the mid-level Accor Group franchises like Novotel, Mercury, and Ibis in smaller towns these days. But an ET report points out that even hospitality giants like ITC Hotels, Taj Hotels, Radisson, Lemon Tree Hotels, and the Leela Group have now thrown open their rooms in places like Agra, Amritsar, Bhubaneswar, Jalandhar, Katra, and Siliguri. It's quite a strategic move if you look at it. I mean, firstly, the demand for hotels is coming from changing consumption patterns, infrastructural developments, better connectivity, and economic activity. Now, that in turn is creating a flutter of movements around Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities both from vacationers and business travelers. Now, while there's limited scope for expansion in big cities, what smaller cities are offering are lower land acquisition costs and lower operational costs for hotels, according to a Mint report, which basically means better returns. And that is what makes it a compelling move. So, for instance, Marriott opened its 150th hotel in the lesser-known town of Katra in Jammu, according to the same report. While the Radisson Group, which has shifted half of its portfolio to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, has opened up a hotel in Odisha's Gopalpur and is looking to open up a few more in Sonipat and Vrindavan too. The same trend goes for Lemon Tree as well, which has 49 out of its upcoming 57 properties planned in smaller cities. Now, of these places, some are mining towns, some are pilgrim centers, some are seeing industrial focus, some are undergoing development in tourism, some have better education, and so there is an influx of visitors. Actually, religious hotspots are especially drawing a lot of investments since the inauguration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, which has also put the spotlight on other religious centers like Katra, Haridwar, Ujjain, Varanasi, Shirdi, etc. Several mid-sized and upscale hotel companies have made investments to the tune of rupees 3,500 crore in pilgrim towns, according to data collected by Noesis Capital Advisors, a hotel investing and consulting firm. And just to give you an idea of the level of expansion and how much of it is being focused on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, well, according to data from real estate services firm JLL, hotel investments in 2023 touched $401 million, which was nearly fourfold the volume witnessed in 2022. And last year also witnessed the highest number of hotel openings till date, with 12,647 keys, which means individual lodging units, of which 82% of the number of keys, that is 10,300 keys, were concentrated in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Perhaps the day is not so far when even international hotel franchises will be seen crowding India's smaller towns and cities. If you like listening to The Signal Daily, please show us some support. Rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this podcast. So feel free to shoot an email at hello@thesignal.co. The episode was researched, written and produced by Shorbury and me, Manaswini, edited by Venkat Anant, mastered and mixed by Yash Hirve. You can catch this podcast every morning on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime Music, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. We are thesignal.co on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter.